about 5 minutes before we start. And today's class will be, as you know, or some of you might know, we're up helping our daughters move for the last couple days. So today's class is going to be a very gentle class. Moving them out of a two-story apartment into another two-story apartment was a lot. So this is going to be a half-hour class today. And then what I'll be putting on later in the week is another half-hour class that is going to be a little more strength and cardio based. So I'll give you an update on that as we get closer, or once we get finalized here. Um, we have a few minutes before we start, so you can grab a comfortable seated position, nice straight spine, and just start to prepare yourself for class today. And this class will be a half hour. It's going to all be seated or laying down. We won't stand up. So this is going to be a class you could think about after a long day, if you're trying to unwind, or if you have something very stressful going on in your life and you're just looking for a little way to disconnect for a little bit and kind of ground yourself or calm yourself down. There'll be lots of twists, and it will be a very relaxing class. So just grab a comfortable seated position. Nice deep breaths. And just start to lengthen your inhale. Inhaling through the nose, making sure the shoulders are back and the spine is straight and the crown of the head up towards the sky. Think about trying to match your inhale to your exhale in duration. Nice deep breaths. If you just joined me, today's class is going to be a half-hour class. It'll be very gentle. And then later in the week, I'm going to be putting on a more of a cardio or strength-based class for a half hour also, just to give some variety in your class selection. But this will be completely seated or laying down today. We will not come to standing. Take some nice deep breaths. Inhaling deeply. And matching that inhale and duration with the exhale. So trying to bring balance to your breath. A lot of times if we can slow the inhale down, we have a tendency to try to dump all the air with the exhale. And try to think about lengthening that exhale to match the inhale and duration. Nice deep breaths. And start to clear your mind. Forget about everything else that has to be done today or everything you've already done. And remember, this is your practice. If something feels uncomfortable or you don't want to do that asana, just sit that one out and join us when you're ready. And that's a pretty important part of yoga. I just want to take a moment before we start. Janine and I have been taking a lot of classes while we're away. And I know we talk about it all the time, saying, hey, take a child's pose or Tadasana when you need a break. And very rarely do people do that. I think it's just we get in that mindset of, hey, I have to do everything I'm supposed to do. And I notice when I'm in classes, there's times when I want a break, I take a break. And I know it sounds like a simple thing, but it really is important for yourself. That's such a key part of yoga is if you need that break, take it. If you don't need it, keep practicing. I don't do it in every class, but we've been taking some power yoga classes and some different things, and Sometimes you just need that little break. Take a few breaths. Take a child's pose, a comfortable seated position, or if we're standing in Tadasana or mountain pose, and just make sure you're where you need to be and you're listening to your body. So if you just joined us before we start, this will be a half-hour class. It'll be very gentle, and we're going to start in a seated position, up nice and tall, crown of the head up towards the sky. And just bring your hands to heart center, thumbs on sternum. Place a light bow to your head and give yourself some gratitude for coming to your mat today, for making your health and well-being a priority, and for setting this time apart for yourself. And when you're ready, you can rub your hands together and build up some friction in the palms. And when they get nice and warm, you can transfer that heat to your heart center, your face, or both. Breathing deeply, letting the heat leave your hands and enter your face or heart center. If you do opt for the face, massage around the eyes and temples. And when you're ready, you can just bring your hands back down to your knees. Make sure you're pulling the shoulders back and the spine is nice and tall. And just take a few deep breaths here. Inhaling deeply. When you're ready, you can start to bring awareness to your body, and we're going to come to a laying position. Nice and flat on the mat. Have your hands down by your sides. And we're just going to start with a full body stretch here. So with an inhale, bring both arms way up overhead. Really reach for that wall behind you, stretching the legs, pointing the toes. And with an exhale, bring your hands down by your sides. And we're going to do one more of those. So inhale, the arms up overhead, really reach for that wall. Exhale, bring your hands down by your sides. So we're going to add on to this. We're going to inhale, bring both arms up overhead. Now with the exhale this time, we're going to bring our right knee to chest and grab it, and then inhale back to this position. So exhale, bring that right knee to chest and give it a tight squeeze. Inhale, reach the arms out. Now do the left leg. Inhale, extend, and we'll go through one more time on each side. And we're going to meet back in that extended position, arms reaching up over your head, and legs are long. With an exhale, bring your hands down by your sides. With your next inhale, we're going to pull both knees to chest. Give a tight squeeze and gently rock side to side. And if you'd like, you can bring your knees a little wider than your torso and really pull them back. Gently rocking side to side. And you can come to stillness. We're going to place our hands on top of our knees and make big circles with the knees going in the same direction. Change directions. You can come to stillness. And now we're going to take the knees in opposite directions. So they're going to, as we inhale, they butterfly out to the sides. And then as we exhale, they come back to the middle and meet. Trying to make those circles as big as you can make them. And change directions. You can come to stillness. We're going to hold on to our left knee. And with an inhale, send your right foot up to the sky. And just point and flex your right toes. You can come to stillness. And now we're going to make circles with the right ankle. And change directions. And you can come to stillness. And with an exhale, lower that right leg down to the mat. We're going to tee our right arm out to the side. And with an exhale, let that left knee butterfly out to the side. Opening that inner thigh. Well, Butch made an appearance. You can gently lift that right knee towards your right underarm. Left knee towards your left underarm. Nice deep breaths. With an inhale, we're going to bring that left knee to chest and put the right hand on the outside edge of that left knee. Tee the left arm out to the side, and with an exhale, roll onto your right hip, looking over the left shoulder. Nice deep breaths. And just check in that left shoulder is still down on the mat. With an inhale, we're going to come onto our back. And we're going to try one-legged happy baby from here. So we're going to grab our left foot in our left hand. And then send the sole of that left foot up to the sky with a big bend in the knee. Trying to bring that left knee back down towards the mat. And this can be a little intense on the glute, inner thigh, or hip. Nice deep breaths here. And then with an inhale, we're going to send that left foot straight up to the sky. Point and flex our toes. Make some circles with that left ankle. Change directions. And then with an exhale, lower that left leg down to the mat. With your next inhale, pull both knees to chest and gently rock side to side. You can come to stillness. We're going to hold on to that right knee, and with an inhale, send that left foot up to the sky. Point and flex the toes again. Make some circles with the ankle. Change directions. You can come to stillness and exhale. Lower that left leg down to the mat. Tee your left arm out to the side, and with an exhale, let that right knee butterfly out to the side. Keep those right toes flexed, so you want to flex that foot. You can gently lift that right arm or right leg towards the right underarm, and you might feel that a little more in the thigh or hip. With an inhale, bring that right knee to chest. The left hand comes to the outside edge of the right knee. And with an exhale, roll onto your left hip, keeping that right shoulder down on the mat. You can look over that right shoulder. Nice deep breaths. With an inhale, come onto your back. And with the next inhale, send that right foot up to the sky. You can point and flex the toes. Make some circles. Change directions. Oh, and I passed our one-legged happy baby on this side, so bring that right knee back to your chest. We're going to grab that right foot in our right hand and send the sole of that right foot up to the sky. Big bend in the knee. Nice deep breaths here. With your next inhale, send that right foot up to the sky, and exhale, lower it down to meet the left. So we're going to add another spinal twist here. With an inhale, bring both knees to chest. Hold on real tight. We're going to tee our arms out to the side, or cactus your arms. And with an exhale, roll onto that left hip, looking over the right shoulder. You want to keep that right shoulder firmly on the mat. If you'd like, you can always straighten that right leg and bring it out towards the left hand, as long as your right shoulder stays down. If that right leg is straight, you can bend it. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, roll onto the right hip, looking over the left shoulder. You can always straighten that left leg and bring it out towards the right hand if you like, as long as the left shoulder stays down. If that left leg is bent, or straight, you can bend it, and inhale, come back up to center. Give the knees a tight squeeze here and gently rock side to side. You can come to stillness, and we're going to try a two-legged happy baby here. So we want to reach between the legs and grab our feet or ankles. Send the soles of the feet up to the sky. Big bend in the knees. If you'd like to gently rock side to side, you can. With your next inhale, send both feet straight up to the sky. You can hold behind the thighs if you'd like. Just pointing and flexing the toes. You can come to stillness. With an exhale, bend the knees and bring your feet down to the mat as close to your hips as you can get them. You want your feet just a little wider than your hips, and we're going to do a bridge pose here. Knees are going in, and palms are facing the ground with your arms down by your sides. So with an inhale, we're going to lift our hips up towards the sky. Make sure there's no pressure on your neck. Nice deep breaths. If you're comfortable where you are, you can stay here, or lift one shoulder at a time and roll your shoulder blades towards the center of your mat. Inhale, send the hips a little higher. If you'd like, maybe you can come up onto your tiptoes and really push those hips up. Just make sure the knees are not coming apart. We want them facing in. They don't have to be touching, but almost like you're holding a block or a beach ball between your knees. No pressure on the neck. With an exhale, lower down. Make sure your feet are flat on the mat here, and we're just going to windshield wiper the legs off to the left and let them stay there for a few breaths. With your next inhale, bring your knees back to center, and exhale, let both knees fall off to the right. Nice deep breaths here. With your next inhale, we're going to bring our knees back up to center, and we're going to try recline pigeon today. So we're going to cross that left ankle over the right knee. Keep that left foot flexed and apply a little bit of pressure with the hand, the left hand, pushing that left thigh away. You can stay right here, or if you'd like to add on, you can wrap your fingers behind the right thigh and send the sole of that right foot up to the sky. The more you pull that right thigh towards your chest, the more you're going to feel that in the left glute and hip. Check in that left foot is still flexed. And we're pushing that right heel up towards the ceiling. With an exhale, bend that right knee. Bring the right heel down to the mat and tee your arms out to the side. And with an exhale, we're going to roll onto our right hip, bringing the sole of the left foot down to the mat. You can look over that left shoulder. Nice deep breaths. With your next inhale, come onto your back, uncross that left ankle, and we're going to do the other side. So cross that right ankle over the left knee, keep that right foot flexed, and apply a little bit of pressure with the right hand to the right thigh. Nice deep breaths. If you want to add on, put the hands behind that left thigh, send that left foot up to the sky, keep that right foot flexed, and push that left heel towards the sky. With an exhale, we're going to bend that left knee and put that left foot on the mat. Tee your arms out to the side. And with an exhale, roll onto the left hip, bringing the sole of the right foot down and looking over that right shoulder. So when you don't see Blitz, you get to hear him, I guess. Nice deep breaths here. With an inhale, we're going to come back up to center, uncross that ankle, and we're going to do a windshield wiper again, but this time we're going to bring our feet out to the edges of our mat. Last time our feet were in line with our hips, now they're going to be wider. And with an exhale, let both knees fall off to the left. And just feel the difference in this as opposed to the last one we did where our feet were closer together. With an inhale, come back to center. And with an exhale, let both knees fall off to the right. Nice deep breath here. With an inhale, come back to center. So we're going to roll over to hands and knees. However you want to get there is fine. But what's really important is the wrist, elbows, and shoulders are in line. Tops of the feet are on the mat, and the knees and hips are in line. And our spine is nice and straight here. Try to avoid, I'm doing it now where we're hunching. We want to be nice and straight here. And we're just going to work on a few cat-cows. So with an inhale, we drop our belly, send your hips and head up. And then exhale, cat, arch the back, roll the hips forward and chin the chest. And just do these at your own pace, matching your breath to your movement. Nice deep breaths here. Trying to bring as much movement to your neck, back, shoulders, and hips as you can. And after your next cat, you can come to a nice neutral spine. So we're going to do a supported side plank now. So we're going to put our left hand in front of our face, and our left knee is going to be in line with that. And then send that right leg back and right arm up to sky. You have a few options here. You can lift that right leg. Another option is you can do a full side plank where you send both legs back. Whatever works for you. With an exhale, we're going to come back down to hands and knees, and we're going to do the other side. So right hand's in front of face. Send that left leg back and left arm up to sky. You have a few options here. You can lift that left leg or go back to full plank, or stay right where you are. Nice deep breaths. With an exhale, come back down the center. And we're just going to take a puppy pose. So we want to keep our hips nice and high here. And then when you're ready, walk the hands out and bring your forehead down to the mat. So we have a nice long spine here, and we're reaching the hands out in front of us. With an inhale, push yourself back up in the hands and knees. And we're going to try lizard pose from here, another hip opener. So we're going to just come up high on our knees and take that left foot and put it up near the front of your mat. And then bring both of your hands down in front of you, but that left foot is out to the side there. Walk that left foot out to the left side of your mat. And think about moving that right knee back. And then you can gently just start to bend the elbows. You can also take this left foot and put it on its outside edge. It might be hard to see on the camera, but the sole of my foot is facing the camera. So I'm opening that hip up a little more, lowering the weight of my torso, and opening that hip. If your left foot is on its outside edge, you can put it flat on the mat again. And we're going to walk it back towards the middle of our mat. So a hand is on each side of the left foot. And we're going to go back to half monkey from here. So we're going to straighten that left leg. Left toes come up high. Torso is nice and high. Big inhale here. And with the exhale, forward fold. Trying to keep the back straight. And make sure you don't put any weight with your hands on this front leg. You want to put them on the sides. If they don't reach the ground, just come to where you stop. Or if you have blocks or books, you can always put those down and hold on to them. With an exhale, we're going to bend that left knee. And then we're going to bring that left foot back to hands and knees. We're going to come up high on our knees and put that right foot up in the front of the mat. Both hands are in front of your face here. Walk that right foot out to the side. Roll that right foot onto its outside edge. You can put micro bends in the knees. Micro bends in the elbows. If that right foot's on its outside edge, you can put it flat on the mat. We're going to walk it back towards the middle so our hands are on either side of this right foot. And we're going to go back to half monkey. So inhale, straighten that right leg, toes come up to the sky, nice and tall. Big inhale, and then exhale, forward fold. Make sure you don't put any weight on this right knee with your hand. Nice deep breaths. When you're ready, with an exhale, bend that right knee, put that right foot flat on the mat, and we're going to come back to our hands and knees, and just take a quick child's pose. So your knees are about mat width apart, big toes touching, sink your hips down to your heels, and then bring your forehead down to the mat, reaching the arms out overhead. Or you can also bring your hands back to your ankles, whichever feels more comfortable for you. With an inhale, push yourself back up in the hands and knees. And we're going to come to a seated position. Up nice and tall. Just going to do some more spinal twists. With an inhale, bring both arms way up overhead. And with an exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand behind back, twisting from the rib cage. No pressure on the neck. We're just looking towards that right shoulder. With an inhale, bring both arms up overhead, and with the exhale, forward fold. Relaxing any tension in the lower back. With an inhale, bring both arms way up overhead. With the exhale, right hand, left knee, left hand behind back, twisting from the ribs, looking over that left shoulder, but no pressure on the neck. With an inhale, bring both arms way up overhead. And with the exhale, forward fold. With the inhale, bring both arms up overhead. We're going to interlock the fingers, put your pointer finger up and thumb back, and just make circles with those middle vertebrae. Change directions. You can come to stillness. Reach your arms up for the sky, and with an exhale, bring your hands down to your knees or on the mat next to you. And we're just going to stay here for a few breaths as we get ready to finish up the class. If you want to come down into a traditional Shavasana, feel free. Sometimes you can end class in just a comfortable seated position. Hands are on hands are on the knees, either palms down or palms up. If you're in a traditional Shavasana, you can lay long, arms down by your sides, feet are about mat width apart with your toes falling off to the outside edge. And from here forward, there's no movement, so it's really about just connecting with your breath and being present. If you're in a seated position, make sure your shoulders are back and the spine is nice and tall. Start to lighten any tension in your face, relaxing your jaw, lightening your brow, relaxing the muscles in your face. letting your chest and belly move freely with each inhale and exhale. If thoughts come to your mind, let them float away with the exhale and come back to your breath. When you're ready, you can bring awareness back to your body. Maybe make a real tight fist and release it. And one more time, make a real tight fist and release it. If you're in a traditional Shavasana, you can make your way to seated with your eyes closed. Take a few deep breaths here. So with your next inhale, we're going to bring both arms way up overhead and really reach for the sky. And just take a few breaths here, pulling those shoulders back and breathing. And with your next exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Nice straight spine and crown of the head. We're going to just lean our head forward for a gentle nod, not forcing the head forward. And just take a few breaths here. Yoga is a journey, and I'd like to thank you for sharing that journey with me today. It's important to make sure you make your practice your own when you can. Listening to your body, connecting with your body, and just being present. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this class. Wanted to do something a little light today. A lot of people have said they like the half-hour classes, so we figure we'll add this one. And then we will be adding more of a power class, which will be about a half hour in duration also, which is going to focus a little more on strength building and a little bit of cardio. So I'll post on the page when we'll be doing that class so that if you want to check it out, you'll be available or be able to see it. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Namaste, and we hope you're all doing great. And we're almost at the end of winter. Have a great day.